Well, I won't impose on you much longer, but I'd like to discuss the gun, specifically your gun.
We keep it in the desk drawer in the den.
Not in open sight?
In the drawer.
Right, well, when was the last time you recall seeing it?
I can obviate that question, if I may.
Go ahead.
We haven't seen the gun since Scotty visited Mrs. Quartermain.
Alan, is that your recollection?
Definitely.
I'll save you the trouble. It's mine, too.
Right, you said the gun was kept in a drawer. Now, if that drawer was open, is the gun in plain sight?
Oh, yes, definitely. Handy at all times.
Thank you. It tells me a lot. Well, you've all been very helpful. As a matter of fact, I won't bother you any further at this particular stage, but I may need to ask you more questions later on.
We're at your service, Robert.
Yes, I knew I could count on the Quartermains. Please, don't bother. I'll find my own way out.
Alan, will you pour me a brandy? Make it a double. I can't stand much more of this.
Drinking isn't going to make the problem go away, Father.
I don't plan to get drunk.
He'll be back. We can count on that.
Oh, I know it.
Then I suggest we do some serious planning. I mean, so far, we have been lucky.
I fail to see that.
Because we have managed, Alan, to tell him a lot of things, and we've gotten away with it so far. But believe me, our luck isn't not going to last.
Yes, it will, Monica. We will keep getting away with it because we were convincing, and we will keep doing that.
Oh, come on, Alan. Will you try to see beyond the end of your nose? Monica's quite right. Scorpio will definitely be back. And before that happens, we have to have a better story.
I don't think he will be back. I think he was perfectly satisfied.
Oh, for heaven's sake, darling, because any minute he is going to blurt out, someone is going to blurt out the word blackmail.
Yes, and when that happens, Cousin Herbert is going to learn the truth. And when he does, ho, Lord help us all. You know, I think I've come up with a perfect story to explain why we were at Susan's that night of the murder. Now, this story is very close to the truth, but just different enough that Cousin Herbert isn't going to start snooping, and I hardly need remind you that is vital.
Oh, yes, we know that.
We'll say that before our marriage, Lila had an affair.
What?
We will hint just ever so slightly that the affair was rather sordid and the results tragic.
Results? What results?
Well, she had an affair with a married man, and the wife committed suicide.
That's outrageous.
Well, of course it's outrageous. That's what makes it so totally believable.
You know, Edward, so far I like it. I like it very much, except where does Susan come in?
Well, that's what I was just about to tell you. We'll say that Susan found out about the affair and the suicide, and she threatened to expose Lila and create a great scandal. Naturally, we couldn't have that.
Naturally.
So we went along to Susan's because we were willing to pay her to keep her mouth shut.
From that remark, I gather you're kind of warming up to the idea, right?
Well, I am, but I don't want to see Mother get hurt.
Nonsense. In a crisis like this, she's going to, cooperate just the same as the rest of us.
Well, the part I like best is that suggests that Susan was threatening blackmail.
Yeah.
And I think Robert Scorpio will buy that.
Well, we're going to make sure that he buys it because we will be absolutely convincing.
Now, of course, we're going to have to give this man a name. Let's see. Of course, we can't call him Crane Tolliver. That's obvious. So, Arthur Chesler. Yes, Arthur Chesler. That'll be the man's name.
Excuse me.
We're busy, Stella.
I know, sir, but Mrs. Alice Grant is here, and she insists upon seeing you.
We'll get rid of her.
Oh, wait a minute. This may be very opportune. I'm sure that Mrs. Grant must know about Susan's attempt to blackmail us. Might not be a bad idea to try our idea out on her first, right? Agreed?
No time like the present.
Brilliant thought, Monica.
Sure, and so.
Yes, sir, and Dr. Quartermain, the pathology department, is on the phone for you.
Oh, fine, thank you. I'm going to take it. I'm expecting some results.
I'm sorry to disturb you, sir.
Nonsense. We're delighted to see you, Mrs. Grant. If only the chance to offer our condolences. Won't you please sit down?
Please, Annie. I'm sure this is a very bad time for you. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Needless to say, if there's anything we can do to help you in your time of sorrow, you need only ask.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Quartermain.
Edward.
Oh, Edward. Well, the reason I came here is there is something that I hope that you'll do.
Anything.
Oh, what did you have in mind?
Well, you probably know that Susan left everything to me, so that I'm going to be living in her cottage.
Well, that seems only right.
Oh, yes, very.
Well, now that Susan is gone, Jason is all that I have left.
Oh, he's such a sweet child. I am sure he's going to be a great comfort to you.
Yes, he's an absolute angel. But now that he depends on me, I was wondering if you would object if I became his guardian.
Legally, you mean?
Whatever it's necessary.
Well, I think that is a wonderful idea.
Yes, well, of course, there's the question of the money.
Well, yes, of course.
The little shaver already has a great big chunk of our, money of his own.
I'm not interested in the money, Edward. I'm only interested in the welfare of the child. I will make sure that the money is taken care of.
Oh, well, you wouldn't hesitate to come to us for financial guidance?
If that's what you like.
Well, I certainly have no objections. Monica?
I agree with Edward. I see no reason why you shouldn't be a legal guardian to little Jason.
She should be what? Alice, of course you realize that I am Jason's father, and as such I am entitled to legal custody.
But you could change that.
Yes, I could, but at this particular point I have not considered all of the ramifications.
It doesn't have to be complicated, Alan.
No, Alan, it doesn't. All you have to do is to get a lawyer and go through the legal proceedings and change the guardianship of Jason over to Alice.
And naturally, Jason is going to retain his trust. I'll get the bank to help me, and you could help all you wanted to, Alan, because I don't know anything about money. Of course, I would need a little for child care and to make a nice home for Jason.
Susan's dead, and she's still bilking us from the grave.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, it's nothing, Alice. It was just a remark.
Well, I really must be going. There's one other thing, though.
Oh, yes, of course.
I want to apologize to all of you for what Susan was doing to you.
Well, you didn't mention that to anyone, did you?
No, I don't intend to. I mean, it isn't anybody else's business.
That's very understanding of you, Alice, and you're quite right.
Well, thank you again. Alan, you will let me know what you decide, won't you?
Yes, of course. I hate it. I hate the idea of losing my son like this.
Oh, Alan, knock it off. You can see your son anytime you want. Just look through the telescope.
I say let her have the guardianship. Anything to keep her happy.
What is this, our mission in life now? Keep Alice Grant happy?
Well, we certainly don't want her mentioning blackmail to the police.
Heaven forbid.
You know, you two are living in a dream world. Whether she says anything or not doesn't mean a damn thing, because Scotty Baldwin's going to shout it out loud and clear.
Well, look, I'm going to the hospital.
Fine.
Yes, you go right along. I think we have the situation very well in hand. Don't you, Alan?
You say so?
Oh, come on, look, both of you. We don't have anything to fear. Alice Grant has told us that she's not going to mention anything about the blackmail.
Yeah, so she did.
Clearly. So when the word does come out, we will be ready with our story about Arthur Chesler, right?
Yeah, that's right. I assume the original marriage certificate and divorce papers are safe. Don't you, Alan?
I assume so, Father. At least no one has tried to blackmail us about them for a second time. Don't you agree, Monica, that the papers must be safe?
What? Oh, well, yes, of course. They have to be safe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Why?
So we have nothing to fear, right?
Nope, nothing.
Nothing at all.